So I wanted to work, as I was just saying, this continuum that we have an open floor of fixed and fluid. I wanted to, and the fact that there's such a need in these times to be more adaptable with all the uncertainty that is around and what that adds to within. So I wanted to bring the core movement resource of center to us today. And when I was thinking about center, often I've worked with the midline as the anchor in center. And I realize I avoid working with the belly. I think about, it's like, is it the belly? Is it it's like I'm kind of rubbing my belly as I say this. Is it the belly? Is it the hara that sits below the belly, like they say, 2 fingers width below the belly button? It's like, well, the hara is not from my tradition. I know a little bit about that from some Tai Chi that I did many years ago. Never studied Aikido. I know a little bit about doing this to let things go past. But that's about it. Well, it's not about it, but anyway, I thought of the belly. It's like I avoid using that as an anchor. It can be very activating for people to have this part of the body be the anchor. There's so much cultural conditioning that goes on around this part of the body. I imagine for all people, but as a woman, I know definitely I've had cultural conditioning around this part of the body. And what I grew up with, which was a sense of like to be attractive was for it to be flat and drawn in. It's like, well, if it's flat and drawn in, then my belly is not being allowed to have its fullness. It's not allowed to have its fullness. And if my belly is not allowed to have its fullness, then I realize my sense of stability is actually affected. Because when I'm drawing my breath in and my belly in here, I'm lifting myself up more rather than sinking down and in to find where my weight and sense of gravity is, which is here. It's like, my God, I need this part of my body to be really accessible to me and to have a sense of how this part of my body moves, and that it's not the hips. The hips are here. It's here. It's like cultures that actually honor the belly dancing. So and that when I am able to drop my energy more in and down to in here, then when things come towards me, which they do all the time, that are like, whoa, that was unexpected. It's like, oh, where did that feeling come from? What was that behavior? That just happened. All these movements for me feel quite sudden, but they're not necessarily always sudden either. Sometimes it's like a gradual dawning or becoming aware of, wow, my relationship with that person has really changed. And it unsettles me. And it unsettles me here. I might have some angst, some grief, some fury, some relief here. But the feeling of feeling unsettled happens here sometimes. And I was thinking about this in terms of when you're working with people, whether that's on a dance floor or in your own practices that you have. And when you can tell or feel in yourself What's it like to be when my weight is more forwards? When my weight is more forwards over my center in a way that tips me off balance. Or if I see that in people in the room, it's like, wow, they're like they're off center. Literally, I can see it in the body that they hold back or they're really forwards, like more front body or more back body, or where someone's always kind of on the side. And in that moment, I'm literally, if something occurs unexpected, I'm literally destabilized. And in that experience of being destabilized, I'm more likely to injure myself physically, but also have a injurious experience on any aspect of my being. I'm going to check if there's anything else I wanted to say. I think the other thing that I wanted to bring in is that I'm part of a monthly constellation group at the moment, online constellation group as a participant. And the theme that we were working with last night was the theme of being in agreement. In agreement. Not whether I like something or not, but am I able to be in agreement with what is happening? And in a very simple example, I noticed, well, I've spent the last 5 days being unable to be in agreement that I'm in Spain and it's grey and damp and much colder than I thought it would be. I'm so grumpy. I'm like, that's not why I came to Spain. I mean, I came to Spain to teach, but I also came to Spain because I assumed that the weather's going to be better back home, because I always assume that, and it's not the case. But the piece that was important for me is to notice I'm really struggling to come into agreement with what is. I can't argue with it. I can't change it. This is how it is. And that in that refusal to be in agreement, I am more easily destabilized in my being. And I could also offer examples that carry more weight to them. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to leave that to you to give other examples in whatever way makes sense to you. So I'm just going to pause the recording.